Nope, I'm scared. No, you have to come over here. I can't reach.
I'm watching.
Okay.
Hello.
So this will tell you how many people are watching. So it'll take everybody a minute, but you're gonna see that number start to go up. So just watch. Don't knock over the camera though.
Hey, you guys go get chairs. Go get 2 chairs. Or you got no need. You can both use those chairs. Yeah.
No.
Put them. No, yes, Mateo. The people are watching. Just get the chair and put it over here. And yeah, you're only gonna sit in this chair because Mateo doesn't want to share.
You don't get the whole chair.
Don't stand up. Yeah, sit down a little bit. Like right there.
I can't get up. I can't
kids,
sit on it.
Kids, because Nina's on her knees. Yes, get on your knees.
I guess I can't sit on it.
No, do what Nina's doing. Mateo, do what Nina's doing. So you can see.
Anybody else joined?
2, 3.
Okay, so say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Today I'll be your teacher.
Yes, I will be the
Yeah.
teacher.
So thank you for joining us. We'll wait for everybody else to log on. We're going to talk about testing procedures. We're going to talk about the data. I'm converting over a document that was given to me that goes over everything in the HiSET. And I'm going to share that with everyone, and we're just going to go through it for like the next 2 hours. All right. So as always, make sure you fill out attendance. This is the last day of formal instruction, barring anything changing, which it may.
Where's Tony Coco? Okay, Coco went inside the Coco. Don't let her eat the trash. She's eating trash. She's my trash. She's a now I smack you. Now I think I hold myself. Ow! I got a paper cut. No, you're gonna slap me with that thing. No,
Okay, so again, as we're waiting for everybody else to log on, please make sure that you're filling out the attendance. So the only one we're missing Diane and we're missing Andre. Let me send them another message as well. Okay. And if you would like to use the conference call feature, because I imagine there could be some questions over the presentation, or if you have questions over like our previous assignment, whatever. Please let me know in the live chat if you would like to use that feature.
She killed me. No, it's too soft. It's too soft.
Okay. All right.
Help
Mateo, Rosalind, come here. You guys have a lot of energy. Let me give you guys a mission. Come here, Rosalind, Mateo.
Come in. I need to get out.
So, here, take those off. Put them somewhere. Okay, so your sandals, guys, put them somewhere you can find them on the ground. Put your shoes somewhere you can find them. And then I need the three of you to go to the laundry room and dry your clothes. You need to put them in here. Those are clean clothes.
Put on my back. I already have my.
Put it all in one place.
Okay. I need to put on my shoes.
Okay.
I didn't have my shoes.
So we'll go ahead and use the conference call feature then.
I already have my clothes. Oh no, clothes. No, what is this? Yeah, but Starman, I already got my clothes.
Okay. So right now I'm just in the process of converting the document over. Sorry. So the document I sent out is what we're going to use today to talk about the high set overall. We're going to talk about numbers, the person who, my former student who passed. So the doc that I shared has all of that information. I converted it over from PDF. I know people are going to have questions, so that's why I put the conference call number in there. Okay. So Mariana can join us. We're going to go ahead and move on. Okay. So
And then that's the pants. Do we collect the peanuts?
okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to look at the very first page. Okay. Understanding the high set, reading comprehension, science, and social studies. And I'm going to do a brief overview of the social studies because I know there's going to be some questions on that. Okay. So if you look at the second slide, if you have the Google Doc, it should be the slide that says reading, writing, mathematics, science, and social studies. So if you look at that slide, you can see that reading is going to be 50 questions, 65 minutes. So let's see who's still with us. So if it's 65 minutes, 50 questions, how much time do you have per question? Real world math. Hello?
Hello.
Yes. So if you have 65 minutes, 50 questions in the reading, how much time do you have per question?
Little more of a minute.
Yeah, you have a minute and you have a minute and 10 seconds per question on the reading portion. Okay. But it's 100% multiple choice. But I just say that so if you get a question that is going to take a little bit more time to answer, like let's say it's a text that has multiple paragraphs, just be aware that if you take 4 or 5 minutes on that, you're going to have to answer another 4 or 5 questions that much faster. All right. That's why I'm always timing. That's why I'm always pushing people to be aware of the clock. In fact, I'm going to see if I can take the passing score from the student that just sent me their certificate, and I'm going to see if I can black out some of their information and share it here so that you can see how each section breaks down. Okay. Also, doing well in some sections means that you're going to be the master, means you're going to do better in others, right? So if you do well in reading, odds are you're going to do well in science and social studies because those two tests are more reading comprehension than anything. So the reading, 100% multiple choice, 50 questions, 65 minutes per question. Any questions about that?
No question. No question. No question.
Okay. All right. So then the writing is 61 questions. It's multiple choice. And we've always talked about this. You know, you're going to be correcting sentences, looking for grammar, punctuation. And everything we did was straight from the HiSET prep book. So you know the more common uses of commas, semicolons. So you should be able to breeze through that. But along with those 60 questions, you have one essay question. For all of that, they give you 120 minutes. So let's break that down a little bit. Now I'll write it on the board.
45 minutes for essay.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were going to look at. Make sure that I'm aligned with the board here. Yeah. So if we have real world math. Okay. So we have 120 minutes total for the writing section. Right? 60 of those are going to be multiple choice.
Yes.
So even if you work as fast as possible in your multiple choice, how much time is going to come out of that 120 minutes?
Like almost 2 minutes, I think.
Yeah. So you know, it's funny. If you take 2 minutes on each question, you would run out of time for the essay.
For the essay, yeah.
Yeah. So that's something else that you have to keep in mind is that for the writing, I would go with my first choice. Don't scrutinize the questions because you want the majority of your time to come in for the essay.
So we take 45 minutes for the essay.
And try to shoot the other. Go ahead.
It's less.
Yeah. You could do that. What I would recommend with the multiple choice, I would recommend trying to keep it to. I would recommend trying to answer it as quickly and reasonably as you can. Right? because you have 120 minutes, 60 multiple choice, 1 essay. Now, we know the essay is going to be persuasive. So when you want to save that time as you're reading, the additional time that you use to write down notes is going to save you when you're writing your essay, because you're going to take examples straight from the text and you're going to put it back in your essay. That's another way where you don't have to worry about brainstorming and what am I going to say. That'll cut you some time, or that'll save you some time. Questions so far about that?
No question.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So can you guys see how many questions are on the math portion? How many questions do we have in the math portion?
Not it's 55.
55 questions in the math section, and we have 90 minutes. 90 minutes. And yeah, 55 questions. Now, we went over everything in algebra pretty much. That's the biggest portion of the math section, and we're going to talk about that in more detail. But this is why Aztec matters. You guys are going to have Aztec until June 30th. So even when this class ends, get into Aztec, pass every single section. What's a passing score in Aztec?